Hi everyone, this is Praveen Dure from DICE University, and in today's video we are going to take a look at the introduction of MGID Push Traffic Network tutorial. Let's go! Welcome to today's video on the MGID, or we can actually call it MG. It depends on how you want to call it. And whenever I do a review regarding a very popular platform, for example like MGID, it's very easy to go on a biased review. So I like to keep it to be as much as possible to be an unbiased review. Like for example, like the popular ones, right? For a propeller ads, MGID, Zero Park, these are the ones that everybody usually know. So to make it to go on a flow, on a very non-biased flow, it's really hard. So I'm going to try my best. So support me over here, guys. So let's go on a general review of the MGID network. So the MGID network, known as an ad network, or you can actually say it is one of the best native performance network there is. Not only that, the MGID network is the global pioneer when it comes to native advertising. It provides tailored solution for advertisers, affiliate marketers, webmaster in one integrated platform. The MGID was founded in the year 2008, which means they have already been in the industry for more than 12 years. And the MGID, in fact, was one of the first modern native advertising technology. They create one of the first modern native advertising technology. That's why I always say that they are the global pioneer when it comes to native advertising. And today, this day, 2020, the MGID is one of the most innovative native advertising platform there is. It was even shortlisted for the Native Advertising Award in the year 2016. And according to the ComScore analysis of the MGID performance in the year 2016, the platform is one of the leaders in native performance advertising. In fact, the platform has reached more than 1 billion unique visitors every single month, and this is actually gradually increasing all the time, and they do have a worldwide presence. And mostly the ones who use the MGID traffic are mostly suitable for mobile advertising. Why? Because approximately 70% of its traffic comes from smartphones. So basically that's a very simple introduction that I could actually give regarding the MGID. If you want me to go around more, I can actually talk like for 30 minutes straight regarding the introduction of MGID alone, because the MGID is that popular and there's so many informations regarding the MGID which is available. But we don't want to do that. We want to keep things short and sweet as possible. So let's go ahead and check out the website of MGID before we get started with the MGID. So basically what they are saying is their native performance through innovations makes sense. Their most exclusive publisher networks are Genie, CBS, Brillo, Internal Business Time, Investing.com. Wow, crazy guys, they are crazy. They do have crazy amount of things over here. And what they say is scale effectively. They have more than 800 million plus unique visitors a month. I thought they was reaching 1 billion, so I was wrong. So there was 800 plus million unique visitor monthly, and they do have 185 billion content recommendation monthly as well. So 60% average higher CTR than display boost sales. So how does MGID work? Create a campaign, appear on publisher site, get targeted engaged audience. So success stories, 20% lowest CPA for financial service, all this kind of stuff for different niches. So the website is actually pretty basic, right? Pretty simple, pretty basic. There's no too many graphics and animations or all this kind of stuff. So it's pretty straightforward. So you have full control, pricing, targeting, campaign management. So let's get started. And over here you can actually start to become a publisher, where you can actually go ahead and monetize your website. You can basically sell traffic, or you can monetize your app, all this kind of stuff. Or you can actually go ahead and become an advertiser, where you're going to buy traffic. You're going to become a media buyer, and that's what we are going to become. So that's what we are going to check out as well. So all you're going to do is go ahead and get signed in into the MGID. I've already signed in into the MGID, so I'm just going to go ahead and log in and going to show you how the dashboard of MGID looks like. So this is how the MGID dashboard looks like. So basically, let me just touch the main features, guys. So technically speaking, they have the origin features within their dashboard, which means their dashboard does not look like any other ad networks, which means that they actually developed this dashboard alone themselves without using any templates. I'm not saying that using templates are bad, but it does show us that how innovative that particular network is. By creating a own dashboard, it shows that this particular ad network is pretty innovative, and this is their own dashboard. So let's just touch over here. You can actually change the language. So I think English, Spain, Hindi, Indonesia, wow, Italy, this is Russia, this is Thai, this is Ukraine or Sweden, I'm not sure, guys. This is Vietnam. So these are the language that you can actually choose. Over here is the creative guidelines. This is something that you should definitely read in order for you to know what type of creatives that you can actually use. This is the FAQ section. Let's just go ahead and click on the creative guidelines, so you can actually see the content policy, what type of prohibited content is there, and all this kind of stuff. So make sure you read all this and have an understanding, so that your campaign would be accepted in no time. So the next one would be the FAQ. This is a very normal section. It's available in most of the ad networks to make your life easier. Just go ahead and it's an AI, so you can actually go ahead and say deposit, and like there will be a lot of questions regarding deposit which appears, oh no, sorry, ad fund. Is it add fund? Yeah, add fund would be a lot. So you can actually see the main question, how can I add fund, blah blah blah, all this kind of stuff would be there. So let's go back to the main page, I mean the dashboard itself. And the next section would be the contact us section. So when you click on the contact us section, so basically what they say is your manager's name, Maria Kovalenko. So this is an email, and this is a Skype ID. There's also an automatic billing that you can set up. You can set up billing infos. You can set up export course data, which is your you can actually connect your Google Analytics account, where the course data will be uploaded to your Google Analytics straight away. And over here is your details regarding your particular thing and all this kind of stuff, your particular details. So the next section would be my profile, which is this section, which is your details over here. Makes sense. So, and the next one is whether you can choose whether you want to become an advertiser or a publisher. So let's take a look at the dashboard of the publisher first. So when you are in the publisher's website, so it's pretty straightforward. All you got to do is first thing add a website, and then you can actually proceed further. So we're not going to proceed further. You can actually go ahead and add your website over here, and then you can save, and then you can actually see what to do next with your website, how to monetize your website. So basically that's what you can do. But we are going to focus on the advertising part, where we are going to talk about how to make a campaign, how to buy traffic, and all this kind of stuff. So if you see just below the advertising, there's actually a transaction button over here. If you click on the transaction button, it leads you to this particular page, where if you have a transaction, financial transaction going on with the MGID, your transaction would be shown here. So over here, you can actually go ahead and press add fund as well. So when you add fund, there's few ways that you can actually add fund: web money, PayPal, bank card, capital is private bank 24. So if web money, sorry, let's just, the minimum sum is $100. Maybe for, let's just put $100 for web money, it's $100. For PayPal it's $100. For bank card it's $100. For capitalists it's $100. Oh, for this one they actually convert, it's still $100. So basic, the minimum payment is $100 for each and every one of this, which is pretty neat. So let's go back to the advertisers again, and then you can actually see there's nothing much, guys. So these are the details, the statistics of the campaign, which is running, how much you have spent. So these are the campaigns that we have run before. These are mostly test campaigns, guys. So this is my own campaign that I've did for testing before previously. So all you gotta do is just go ahead and add campaign. So you might be thinking, hey, there's a lot of features not there, right? But if you take a look, it's pretty straightforward, guys. That's what we need. We want things to be pretty straightforward and concentrate more on the campaign building. So that's why we are in the campaign building side. We're gonna see how the campaign building looks like. But pretty much, let me just say, everything looks very, very straightforward, guys. So let's go ahead and see test. So campaign type, it's push. There is a product promotion, content promotion, push. So campaign category, this is your vertical. So let's go ahead and choose a vertical, pop culture, for example. You can choose a campaign language. We want, so there's actually a lot of language here. It might look very straightforward, guys, but actually there's a lot of things are going here. So block before show, what is this? This option, if you don't want your new ad to go live as soon as they are approved. So this option is when you want to unblock your ads manually. So if you already submit your ads and then your ads got approved and you want your ads to go live straight away, don't off this, just keep it off. If you don't want your ad to go live, then on it, simple as that. So let's just off it. So you can actually off all kinds of targeting over here, or you can on the targeting. So look at that. So you can actually go ahead and click on the traffic inside, where you can actually see the traffic inside. This is actually a crazy stuff, guys. So you can actually see the average CPC for each countries on what platform. So what is actually the best performing platforms, or with this average CPC, how many daily impression you can get. For lower competition is there as well. So we're gonna go back and sorry. So oops, that's bad, guys. I should have just saved this campaign just now itself. So that's a bad feature, or maybe I just screwed up here somewhere. So yeah, so English. So yep. So over here is the potential audience size when you actually set up your targeting. So there's only few targeting options here: geo, browser language, targeting OS. So for geo, we're going to do Malaysia. So we're going to see we're going to keep our eyes on this approximate impression here. So Malaysia, so we're going to do whole Malaysia. So we're going to add Malaysia over here. Okay, so this actually reduced. You can actually see from here it actually decrease until here. So browser, so we're going to use Google Chrome, we're going to use Safari, we're going to use Facebook. Wow, so there's a lot of browsers here as well. So let's just leave the browsers the way it is. And the browser language, we're going to use English, definitely. So if you want to choose other language, you can choose. So you're going to press English. So you can see the thing change as well. So targeting OS, we want only mobile, guys. So we don't want to use desktop or any tablet. So these are the approximate impression daily that you can actually get. So the next section that you can actually do is the dynamic retargeting, which is actually, if you on it, the activation of this option would be unable once you submit the option. So yeah, so this is where the AI of MGID actually works. So with this particular thing, you can actually set up a CPC for dynamic retargeting your audience. So this is something that you can do. So I don't want this, so I just want it to be like this. So pretty straightforward, right? But where's the creatives? So when we press confirm, let's go and say, definitely this is not the end of the campaign. Yep, definitely this. more, because we have not added any creatives yet. And what is a push traffic campaign without creatives, guys? It's not even a campaign. So over here you can actually schedule your campaign. You can keep your campaign running automatically, or you can actually schedule a custom day for your campaign. And these are the limits. So you can actually limit by budget. For example, let's just limit daily budget is $20, overall campaign budget is $100. Then you can actually by conversion, by unlimited, so depending on what you want, guys. So we want this one. So these are your tracking tracks. So if you have an external tracking software, even though they do have a very nice internal tracking software, I think you should definitely have an external tracking software when you're doing stuff with the MGID. Previously, when we are having campaigns with the MGID, that's what we did. We do have an external tracker, and the external tracker that we use is definitely Volume. Volume is one of the best external tracker out there in the market, guys. Don't take my words for it. You can actually go ahead and Google Volume external tracker, and then you can see the review for Volume, and the review will speak for itself. But a little bit when you get into the Volume, there might be an overload of data, and that is why you should actually go ahead and join the DICE University forum or the DICE University itself. In the DICE University, we have step by step on how we explain each and every one of the details in Volume. But when you join the DICE University forum, what happens is you can actually go in depth and communicate with people on how to use Volume. There's a lot of FAQs running in the DICE University forum. Definitely it's worth it, guys. Definitely go ahead and check it out if you want to. And the conversion tracker, well, this is something that you actually need to do with the MGID with if you're using a Volume tracker. So you can actually use a tracking system over here. You can choose a tracker. So we can actually choose a Volume, and they will actually say how to do it within the Volume. So if you're using a tracker, you can actually set it up, and definitely you need to use a tracker, guys. So a tracker is something which is really needed when you're using MGID. Like I told you previously, you need to use a tracker. So if you actually off this, you can actually go ahead and use it without a tracker itself, but then highly recommended for you to go and use an external tracker. So you can actually go ahead and save this, and what happens, you can actually see a pop-up. You have not set up a tracking system. The system will not be able to track your campaign performance. We highly recommend you to set up a tracking system. So I don't want to set up a tracking system for now. I'm just going to proceed, but definitely, like I told you, go ahead and set up a tracking system. It's very important. So there's an error which says the minimal daily budget is $50. So we need to change that. So we need to change the minimal budget, and then we save and continue. Let's go ahead and see the creatives. That's the section that I want to take a look at. So your campaign has been added successfully. So would you like to create teaser for your campaign? And that teaser is actually the creatives. So we're going to create a teaser for the campaign. So over here is where you can actually put your tracking URL. You can put your offer URL. Sorry, and yeah. Sorry, I was correct. You can actually put your tracking URL, you can put your offer URL, you can put even your landing page URL. But whatever said and done, they ask you to read the content guidelines first. Make sure you read it and make sure everything is good. So once you have done that, you can actually go ahead and add a URL and start making your ad. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a clickbank URL for the purpose of this video. So let me paste it. Okay, test 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Image. So we're gonna browse an image. So they do talk about the size of the image over here. So you can actually go ahead and browse. Let me just browse this image. So they do have a cropping system over here that you can actually use, internal cropping system. So selecting a square image. So it looks great. All right. So you can also add your CPC for all regions. So once you have done that, so basically this is about it, guys. So once you have done that, you can actually save and create a new ad if you want to, or with only this you can actually what they're saying. There's an arrow over here. The bid should be higher than 30 cents. Okay, fine. So you can actually save and keep adding new creatives over here, or you can actually go ahead and add a new, you can actually add up to 10 creatives over here, and then you can just go save this one. You can press back, you can go back to your ad, and now you can set up your ad. So how do you set up your ads? Let me just do it, guys. Go to edit over here if I'm not mistaken. So how do you set up your ads, guys? Something which I have forgotten. So I think, yep, that's about it, guys. So you have to play your ad. So what happens is, once you have done that, currently it's impossible to block this ad due to the campaign mismatch. So the settings will be fixed. Please wait for the result, which means the campaign is under review. So that's about it, guys. So that's how you do it. The campaign is now under review. So once the campaign have already finished reviewing, they might take around 24 hours. So once they have done reviewing, your campaign will go live. So basically that's how you do a push campaign with the MGID. So basically, if you ask me, everything regarding the MGID is perfect. But if you ask me, right, personally, there's a few downfalls that you can actually have with the MGID. First, I would say that their internal tracking system is not so good. That's why they always highly recommend you to have an external tracking system. I wouldn't say this is a bad thing actually, because having an external tracking system when you're doing a push campaign is actually very, very crucial, because without that particular data, it's very, very hard for you to actually optimize your campaign. So you need that data when you want to optimize, when you want to scale your campaign. So that's a very, very important part. As well as one more thing is, the thing is not in a very ordinary flow. Like for example, like every push campaign ad builder, they have like an ordinary flow. Do this one, do this one, do this one. So if you see the thing in the MGID, the whole ordinary flow, it's actually different. It's very, very different. And then that's actually one of the downfall. As well as when you talk about the targeting options that the MGID offers, the targeting options is very, very basic kind of targeting options. I'm not saying that it's bad, it's very good, but if you're an advanced and experienced media buyer and experienced affiliate marketer, you might need more targeting options there available, guys. So basically that's about it with the MGID. If you ask me whether I would recommend the MGID or not, definitely highly recommended ad network, guys. Go ahead and use the MGID. Even if you're a beginner, even if you're an experienced media buyer or affiliate marketer, MGID is something that you can definitely go ahead and try a shot. Give a shot, guys. Definitely, I'm pretty sure that it would be worth it. That's about it in today's video. I really hope that today's video was beneficial for you and you could actually use the information from today's video to judge the MGID for yourself. And thanks again for watching, everybody. I'll be seeing you in the next one, but before I go,
allow me to introduce the Dice University Forum. Whether you are trying to make your first conversion on ClickBank or scale your campaigns to 6 figures, the Dice University Forum offers you exactly what you need, like high-quality landing page templates, detailed case studies, and exclusive discounts. The forum has no outdated information. All resources inside are from campaigns that are running right now. Do you want to learn from super affiliates? Check the link in the description and sign up today.